Birthright Israel alumni community. I'm just so thrilled to welcome you all here. For many of you, I know this is the first time you've been here to Reunion, so I just want to let you know about where you are. This is a space we call Reunion, and it's the home of the Birthright Israel alumni community. Mr. Peace wrote this incredible book. Mr. Peace has an incredible resume. I could spend the next 3 hours telling you about all of the companies that he saved as a turnaround CEO.
This is the most complete analysis of disproportionate Jewish achievement I think that's ever been done. What did I find? What was the performance? One of the reasons.
Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! Mic check! We are the Jewish 99%. The Jewish 99%! And we're calling all Jews. Nationwide. To join in solidarity. Occupy Wall Street. With Occupy Wall Street. And with the Palestinians. Who live under occupation. Every day. Let's stand up. To the 1%. Of the Jewish community. Birthright doesn't represent us. We will not be fooled by CEOs.
Telling us we are the chosen people and reinforcing Jewish stereotypes.
You guys just get out of here.
That whitewash the occupation of Palestine.
Hijack this event.
Redistribution of power in the Jewish community.
We cannot do this. Get out. Let this gentleman say.
Street Jews have been persecuted. Scapegoats for powerful bankers.
Occupy Wall Street, not Palestine! Occupy Wall Street, not Palestine!
On my birthright trip, we learned that Palestinians teach their children to hate Jews in an official presentation. That was the only thing we learned about Palestinians. When I began to question the agenda, the beautiful and intelligent tour guide, Anita, sat me down on the bus and told me that everyone has a circle, and you have to take your circle, the Jewish circle, and put it above all the other circles. That is the definition of racism.
Actually, I was amazed on my birthright trip by how racist Birthright and Israel are. The thing is, you can't have a Jewish and democratic state. It's just not possible. On my birthright trip, I saw this firsthand.
The occupation
of the West Bank,
East Jerusalem,
and Gaza,
disenfranchised
over 4 million people.
in the name
Of a Jewish state.
Meanwhile, the occupation, the colonization of Palestine makes a lot of money. For corporations like Caterpillar. Like Motorola. Like Albert. Like Northrop Grumman. Like Veolia. In our country, $33 billion
jobs.
Instead of to jobs.
Instead of to education.
Instead of to education.
Instead of to healthcare.
Instead of to healthcare.
Instead of to housing.
Instead of to housing.
For the 99%.
For the 99%.
It is time.
It is time
for Jews. To demand accountability.
To demand accountability.
From our own community.
From our own community.
So let's occupy.
So let's occupy.
Jewish institutions.
Jewish institutions.